Welcome back. I'm here with Football League editor Pascal Lemaire to talk about Saturday's Championship match between Brentford and Reading. We'll start with the visitors. Pascal, still looking for that elusive first win of the season.
Yeah, they are. They had that first game of the season at Birmingham where they played really well. Ended up losing 2-1. They should have got a draw there because they missed the last minute penalty with Sarr. But since then they've had 3 straight draws in the league. Last time out, go to MK Dons, who they've had a decent start to the season. MK Dons, they're sitting in the top 6 at the moment, but I think when Preston went there, they showed that MK Dons aren't quite the finished article yet. Preston really shut them down and got a fairly comfortable win there, but Reading weren't able to score there. So it's a disappointing result. I mean, elsewhere, you look at their League Cup results, they've gone through in the Cup, so they've had 2 wins in the Cup there, and going to Portsmouth and winning like they did this midweek was a good result because Portsmouth, they beat Derby in the first round, and Derby played a strong team there at Fratton Park. So for Reading to go there and get a win was impressive for them, but I think this is quite a big game for them because Brentford had quite an uneasy start, and I think they'll see this as a good chance to win because they're sitting 19th in the table at the moment, quite far down there, and after the international break they've got Ipswich and Derby both at home, which is a tough couple of fixtures for them, so I think they'll see this one as a bit of a must-win.
You mentioned Brentford's mixed start there. How do you assess their beginning to the season?
Well, certainly they weren't good in any of their first few games, really. I mean, the first day of the season at home to Ipswich, they were outplayed for pretty much the whole game, and then they got 2 goals after extra time to salvage a point, really. But since then, they had the 4-0 defeat to Oxford in the Cup, which was a terrible result at home to a League 2 team. Then they got that first win against Bristol City, where before Bristol had a man sent off, they were defended terribly in that game, and they only really got the win there probably because the fact they went down to 10 men. And then their last game, they went to Burnley, which is a tough place to go. They went down 1-0, weren't able to score. It was Michael Keane with a goal from a set piece, so disappointing to concede like that. But I just think Brentford, now that they've now lost Andre Gray as well, that was just before the Burnley game, and fortunately for them, he didn't play against them because it didn't quite go through in time. But now they've lost him, they've lost Odibajo, they've lost Jonathan Douglas, they've lost Stuart Dallas, they've lost so many of their key players from last season. I know they're trying to do this statistical thing and that it might work in the long run, but I just think that with the start they've had, they're also a game behind everyone as well because they had to postpone that game against Birmingham to relay the pitch, and I think that I just can't see them quite pushing for the top 6. They've got, after the international break, they've got tough games away at Leeds and Middlesbrough, and they need a striker desperately for me, and they've been linked with Adam Forshaw as well, their former midfielder, who isn't getting enough game time at Borough, but he left Brentford in really bad circumstances to go to Wigan last summer. He sort of said to Brentford that he was going to stay, and then he ditched them to go to Wigan. Only lasted there 6 months, now has gone to Borough. It's not working from there, so you just wonder if he's kind of lost his way a bit, and if that's the sort of player they're going after. They're supposed to be going after sort of inventive signings, and if they just go in for one of their former players who left in bad circumstances like that, you're wondering if they're sort of scraping around, because there's only less than a week now until the window closes, and looking at their squad, they've just lost so many key players, and they're just relying on all these foreign faces, a foreign manager to just adapt to the Championship like that, and I can't see it happening personally, so I think they could be in for a tough season.
What's your score prediction for this match?
I think it's quite a tough game to score. I think Reading will go there thinking that Brentford might be there for the taking, but I think Brentford, back at home, this is the first game now with the pitch since it's been relayed. Hopefully the pitch has been relayed and it's much better than before, and it allows them to play their football. I think they might just edge this one 3-2.
Sportsbook going for a 3-2 home win.